Good morning. This is Reid Seals for AM 1340, 99.5 FM WGRV. I'm here with Greene County Mayor Kevin Morrison for our monthly interview. Good morning, Kevin.
Good Thursday morning, Reid.
First off, where did the idea to provide ID cards for veterans come from?
Well, the idea came from Lieutenant Colonel John Cox. If you remember, he was a former county commissioner a few years ago, and he had sent me an email saying that this program was available to local governments to offer to area veterans. Being a proud veteran myself, I wasn't even aware that the program existed. But once I received his email, I had replied to him that we would immediately look into it. I got the Register of Deeds to research it. She did confirm for me that this service was available and had been offered at surrounding counties through the Register of Deeds Association to other county veterans in other counties. So we contacted our business information systems, BIS, that we work through, that does a lot of our administrative type things and services, and they returned us a quote. We put it into a resolution, placed it before the county commission, and I'm happy to say that it passed overwhelmingly to begin to provide veterans photo ID cards. So very soon, if veterans will bring in a copy of their DD Form 214, which is their basically record of service, medals and assignments, they can record those at the Register of Deeds office. They'll be able to have their photo made. We'll print them an ID card, and then they'll be available to present that card at different area businesses for discounts and things like that. It also serves as an official form of photo ID. So we're very excited about the program, and I'm happy to offer it to my brothers in arms as a benefit that they've earned.
And tell me about the grant funding for the shooting range.
We received approval from the county commission to submit an application for additional funding to extend the Greene County Range and Firearms Sports Complex for the purpose of having a sporting clays course, which, if you can envision somewhat of a golf course layout or setup, this would go around Range Road. You would have various shooting stations or shooting platforms. There would be remote throwing devices that would launch these clays in different forms, manners, and fashions toward you, away from you. It creates a fairly fun, realistic, somewhat of a dove hunt or a bird hunt in the woods. So it's we're going to apply for that. We've got former TWRA agent Jerry Strom working on that. After speaking to the TWRA Commission, they're very enthusiastic about awarding this to us. So somebody that's going to give us, we think, $700,000, we'll take it.
And what will the CARES Act funding be used for that the commission voted to apply for on Monday?
Well, these funds for COVID relief, we recently received, or made application for and received grant funding in the form of $1.3 million. That was money that come from the federal government to the state for the states to allocate out to the municipalities and the counties. That funding doesn't have as many restrictions for its use as the funding and grant that we just received directly from the federal government. This money is coming through the Federal Emergency Management Agency. They're the ones that oversee this. It's the same agency, for instance, if we have a flood or a disaster, that comes through and accounts for that type of money. This money would be used we've already got them on order, issued a purchase order for them, and it would be 2 ambulance vehicles. Those things are about $200,000 a piece. And then the ambulance station up at the CCU complex where the election office is, we plan to build a substation up there, a 3-bay substation to better serve the citizens of Greeneville and make our EMS more responsive there. We must be able to do this by the end of the year. So we're on a short time leash, if you will. We think we can get it done. The federal government has told us that we can ask for more funds if we want for various things. And so it's going to be a good thing for the citizens of Greenville and Greene County. And I know, other communities, have been very successful at getting these grant monies available to them. And oftentimes in the past, Greenville and Greene County has missed out on getting these monies, partly because we don't act with a sense of urgency or quick enough. So in this instance, I've got my eyes and ears open, and we've got our pens to the page. So anytime that these funds become available, that we can provide some type of infrastructure service that these grant monies can pay for, then we're going to accept it. So that helps us keep our taxes low. So if we can use grant funding to pay for the things we need, then that's all the more reason to keep our taxes low here.
And why did you continue the public health state of emergency for Greene County on Friday?
Well, Reid, the truth of the matter is I have to renew or extend the state of emergency every Friday by Tennessee state law, TCA. That is part of the limits on my executive authority in the event of an emergency or disaster or a state of emergency. So the Tennessee code, the process, the folks that write the rules like the state legislature, they want to make sure that an emergency continues to exist in order for me to extend executive power. Otherwise, the emergency could be called into question as to whether an emergency really does exist. But I'm actually asked to do that, to renew that document as long as the emergency is in effect every Friday as we started March the 20th. And today is a date in August here, so we're several months on in. But I have to renew that every Friday for compliance with the law.
Well, I want to thank Greene County Mayor Kevin Morrison for joining us this month. I'm Reid Seals. This is AM 1340 and 99.5 FM WGRV.